It's just, I mean, I don't know why you guys are freaking out. I mean, Robbie is one thing. We heard about Robert the doll, but I mean, you guys never heard the story about Ruby the doll?
Oh, I have not.
We've talked in the past about the world's first traveling museum of the paranormal and the occult. A horrific idea! Where haunted, possessed, and particularly evil objects are currently on tour around America. What can go wrong?
You gotta get the word out, man. Not everyone believes us.
Yeah, so you need to get tactile with these possessed demonic objects.
Look at my possessed things.
Spread the bad luck around, make sure everybody knows it's real.
Yeah. Mess with them.
You gotta help. You gotta help.
Yeah.
What's up, bros? Scary dolls for sale.
This guy's all about sale. He's a ABC over here. He's always being
Learned that in realtor school.
Definitely got like a Shkreli vibe to him, whatever that guy is.
Yeah,
Martin Shkreli.
You mean my hero?
God, you man.
God bless.
I'll fight you. Irie, we're all Irie.
Well, one of their artifacts is Ruby, the haunted doll. Before hitting the road, Ruby had spent the last few decades shoved in a cardboard box in an attic, just like all haunted dolls usually should be. Ruby was a family heirloom of sorts, but more feared than cherished. Now, sure, she is far from visually pleasant, but there was something more.
She had a good personality.
Just kind of, missing hair,
funny,
one
big
eye
old
kind of
doll
going the
boobs.
way, it's just not exactly the most visually pleasant doll you've ever seen. She hit all the spots of the haunted doll bingo card, moving on her own accord, emitting eerie sounds and even smells.
Check.
Oof.
Like what?
And just like sulfur.
Doll
Like
farts.
it's always sulfur, isn't it?
farts.
Doll farts.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a very sulfury, I find.
Yeah, whiskey ass. They're drinkers too.
Whiskey
Like
ass
obviously.
Oh, she had
farts.
whiskey ass. Trust me, Ruby
yeah.
had some whiskey ass.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, once you know more about Ruby, you'll understand. She likes to party. Yeah, basically.
It's a crystal.
But wait, there's more.
What?
It was said that anyone who held her would start to feel uneasy. You have headaches, exhaustion, and most commonly, overwhelming nausea. Now, it seems that Ruby was originally owned by a young girl a very long time ago, and this poor girl died at a very young age, and it is said that she was holding Ruby at the time of her death, and her soul is now forever attached to Ruby. The family that originally owned Ruby were all very much God-fearing Christians who couldn't believe that the doll would be haunted. But after years of odd occurrences tied to Ruby, even they had to call in a medium in an attempt to help the little girl's spirit to move on.
And a medium.
No, she was an extra-large medium.
Nice. Zing. How do you think the Christians reconcile that? Like at some point, are they just like?
It had to get to the point where
all right,
maybe there's something to this. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's
We
Satan. Satan trying to fight God through doll farts.
The classic tale told throughout the ages.
As kids, we all heard that.
Yeah,
We all
it's
heard that
just
one in Bible school, always.
Quick
eternal
aside,
struggle.
I immediately heard Courtney Love going, doll farts. I am. Showing off her bruised inner thighs. Like, Jesus.
So hot. So hot.
Now, even with the help of the medium, it didn't change. So the family got into the habit of passing Ruby from family to family, going from attic to attic, with a series of creepy occurrences and chronic illnesses following.
What was the pitch like? Like,
Just
here's
like,
this
okay,
thing
we've
that
had
makes
her
me
long
sick.
enough. You got to take her now. That's
All right,
it. You know,
that's
we've
fair.
had 3 weeks of Ruby. Now it's your term, Uncle Jim.
No, she's totally cool. You'll have a great time.
Just don't
And-
hold her or smell her.
Yeah, just look at her from 10 feet away.
You know, Meemaw really wanted you to have this creepy doll.
She told me right before she passed.
Now, Mima
Inhaling
wants you to have this
sulfur.
doll, and she wants you to take it, cherish it, and keep it in the attic and never touch it or look at it.
That's very specific, late Meemaw.
Meemaw had written instructions.
Now, finally, a member of the family felt that Ruby deserved a better home and brought her to the Traveling Museum of the Paranormal and the Occult. And it seems that maybe this is exactly what Ruby wanted.
Oh, God. What do you mean?
Now she can wreak havoc on the nation. All will die at the foot of Ruby.
Right, it's like a traveling addict that she gets to go and spread her malice
Yeah.
all over the world instead of just
Her plague of
just this-
hatred.
right,
Exactly.
exactly.
You're pestilent.
Now on tour, Ruby has begun to have a completely different effect on those who come in contact with her. While the original family felt sickness and dread while holding Ruby, people now are feeling something different. Over half the people who hold Ruby now say they feel overwhelming feelings of familiarity or a maternal feeling towards her.
This is something that it's a hands-on display?
Yeah, you can actually hold Ruby.
We
And
gotta go check this out.
this is just from a year ago. Now, some would even start breaking down in tears while holding Ruby. The curators of the museum say they have seen people hold entire conversations back and forth with them, and while they're holding Ruby, they'll start bouncing Ruby unconsciously on their knee,
Whoa.
or rocking her in their arms, and even burping her without realizing what they were doing. So when it was pointed out that they were treating the doll like an actual baby, they would be shocked, and they couldn't believe that was happening. Minutes ago, they were terrified, and now they're getting the same responses as if they had a real baby. It's as if Ruby wants people to know that she's not bad or evil at all, just misunderstood.
Like Courtney Love.
Not unlike Courtney Love.
And maybe she's just a little prankster after what happened last year. The Traveling Museum of the Paranormal and the Occult took their wares to the 20th Anniversary Haunted America Conference. A woman in attendance, Lisa Taylor Horton, checked out all the artifacts, but never touched, held, or photographed anything. Then, the last night of the conference, it was all wrapping up. All the artifacts were packed away, and the patrons had a late-night seance, always a great idea, and then a cocktail party. Afterwards,
Dude, I want to go to this.
I mean, come on.
It sounds rad.
Awesome.
Sounds like Greek life.
It's got booze and spirits.
They're like, all right, let's put away all of these spirits who are still clinging on, like the afterlife is calling you. It's not, you're not missing out on anything at all. Hey, let's go to the cocktail party. All right.
And then you get some different sort of spirits.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You took my joke, man.
I hate you! I'm not your real dad!
You'll never be my real dad, not even if there's a fire!
Is that how fathers are chosen in your world?
Yes!
Someone has to take the reins on this situation.
Oh, hell.
Who's my new dad?
I learned it from watching you!
Now, afterwards, Lisa went to her room, plugged in her phone, and went to sleep. It was like a little after 2 a.m. That morning, Lisa and her friends checked out of the hotel and went to lunch before heading home. That's when Lisa discovered her phone was almost dead, even after being plugged in all night. Then she looked through her photos and found that the last photo taken was of Ruby. Of course, Lisa did not take the photo.
No, God, no.
But the scary part is that the picture had a timestamp of 2:46 a.m.
Oh my god.
After Lisa went to sleep,
man.
and hours after Ruby had been packed away.
Oh my god.
So, what happened to change the spirit of Ruby? Did being on tour and being held by and appreciated by so many different people change her? Maybe poor Ruby felt neglected by her family, being shuttled back and forth from dusty attic to dusty attic, forgotten in a cardboard box. Maybe, just maybe, unpossessed objects aren't evil at all. Maybe they're just misunderstood. So maybe you guys shouldn't freak out when you saw Eliza Beth.
All right.
You know, she's just